Good morning, everybody. My name is Dylan with Designs by Dylan, and I'm here at Ella's Home and Garden this morning for another fabulous video for you guys. So, over the past few weeks, we've been slowly transitioning into Easter, and we wanted to do something a little bit different because we are approaching Mother's Day sooner rather than later. So, we're going to be making a fabulous cemetery saddle. We've done one before with roses, but I want to show you how you can use different florals to create a beautiful saddle.
You have a thing on here. Share the video with Mevo Multicam Beta Group.
No, don't do that right now. Alright guys, also, if you're just joining us, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know where you're watching from. Any questions or comments you guys have throughout today's video, drop those down below as well. Hope y'all had an amazing weekend. I know I did. How was your weekend, Dina?
It was there.
It was there. She had to work, I'm sure, so she was probably working. But we actually left, went out of town. We went to Plano, which is where my aunt lives. We went bowling. And we had a great time. We didn't throw the ball 3 lanes over or anything. We had a great time. And we went to this place called Pin Stack, which if you've never heard of it, it's kind of like a huge Dave & Buster's, but they have different activities. So they have like bowling, and they have a huge arcade that was full of kids. If you go get COVID, girl, just go up in there. Okay, so they had that. They had rock climbing in the ceiling. They had a rock wall you could climb. They had a obstacle course, which, God, I can't get on that, honey. The ropes would split. But we did the bowling, had a VIP suite, no children. Full bar, and we had a wonderful time. So we did it Saturday. Sunday we ended up staying a little bit longer. We had lunch with my aunt and uncle, had a great time, talked about all kinds of things, and then we got home Sunday. And let me tell y'all, Sunday usually takes us 2 hours to get home from Dallas. It took us 5 hours. We stayed 10 miles an hour on I-20 the whole way. There was more rain to drop, and I swear everybody flew off the road. So it was a nightmare, but we finally made it home. Okay, y'all, let me show you what we're going to use today on the cemetery saddle. And also, every week we offer an item of the week here at Ellis. And the item of the week this week is going to be the spring bushes. So, they just start at $4.99. So, they're all discounted to great pricing, which, you know, depending on what project you use, you can really just use 1 or 2 bushes because they're packed full with so much stuff in your project. So, we're going to use probably 3 of these. This might be a little bit too much. For a filler, I love this purple berry spray. This is also a bush. You can get like, I don't know, let's see how many's on here. 12 cuts off of 1 bush, so 12 individual stems. I've got a little bit of the Boston Fern Greenery, which I've used before. I love it. And then I also have, of course, some leatherleaf fern. I feel like when you work with cemetery or any arrangement or whatever, there's certain greeneries that really pertain to that, and I think that the leatherleaf always kind of goes with cemetery work. And you can also use this on cones or casket spray as well. All right, y'all ready to dive in? Before I forget, I have a note right here. So every year, I believe now, for the past several years, 4 years or so, Ellis has offered a VIP night. So basically, you have to be a loyalty member. And if you're not a loyalty member, all you got to do is come into the store and sign up to be one. And what that does is you get points once you're a loyalty member. So for every $1 you spend, you get a point. Once you get to $200, girl, you get $5 off. And let me tell you, it goes a lot faster than it seems, because every time I go up to the register, they're like, Dylan, you got $5 off. And I'm like, Dylan, you're spending too much money. Okay, because $200 is a lot. But anyway, it's a great thing. But it's on March 26th at all locations at 5:30 p.m. Honey, let me tell you, one VIP night, we had a blast here. They had music, they had drinks, and they had coupons, they had sales, everything you need. And spring is here. I mean, there's always that chance of a freeze before Easter, but it is coming up. They've got the greenhouse and outdoor area flooded with product, which I can't wait for you to see. And so you got to come in and check it out and take advantage of those sales. All right, y'all, let's get started. We're going to start with leatherleaf, and while we do this, honey, we're going to talk because I have had a lot going on. We're going to talk about TV shows, movies, The Bachelor, what a freaking mess. So, if you watched The Bachelor last night, y'all leave a comment and let me know. Just, all 3 people, because we got to talk about it, okay? Dina and I have watched. She didn't get to watch the very end, but she found out what happened. Okay, y'all, so I'm just going to slip these in. Now, if you're doing this at home, especially, girl, if you're going to put this in the cemetery, glue this in, because if the wind blows up or something like that, this could become a nightmare real quick, and we don't want that. Okay, so I'm putting a piece at each end, and then I'm going to do 3 pieces on each side.
There were a couple of laughing faces, a couple of sads, and a couple of angry faces.
Y'all, I'm over The Bachelor. I'm telling you right now, I don't think I can watch anymore. It's just gotten so political, I can't. So, I think that, I don't even know what I think. I just can't do it, okay? But I can tell you this, I was a little shocked when they announced the Bachelorette for the next 2 seasons, one being Katie and one being Michelle. I just don't see Katie as being that person to be out there and expose herself the way you have to make the process work like it used to back in the day with Jason and Molly. You know, it doesn't work like that anymore. But what are your thoughts on who they selected for the 2 Bachelorettes? Now, Michelle, I really like her. She's a great person. She's very sweet. She's got a great rapport. She's got a great career. I mean, I love her. Okay, y'all. I got the first layer on. Again, this is leatherleaf fern. I just used 1.5 bushes. And this stuff is really inexpensive, so get a bunch of it because then you can always use it on different projects. Okay, now we're going to start out with our flowers. Now, spring bushes are starting at $4.99 for the item of the week, but there's lots of different ones. But I love this because I love purple and yellow together. So I'm going to cut this all apart. We're going to get this in.
Kelly says, I'm with you. I don't think I'll be watching anymore either.
Me neither. I burnt to the out. Okay, I can't do it. Okay, we're going to start in the center of the saddle. And we're just going to alternate our flowers. In this case, it happens to have these beautiful purple ones. What is this flower called now? Is this a camellia? Or a peony? It's what it looks like, kind of.
It's one of the two. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm just going to rotate these around.
Mercy says, taking all the fun out of The Bachelor.
Yes, I completely agree, girl. It's getting ridiculous. On another note, though, I was telling Dina I'd never seen this. I watched this movie called Shawshank Redemption. Josh and I were just looking for something to watch, and he had seen it a long time ago but couldn't really remember. And we watched it, and in case you've never seen it, it's basically about this guy who I still don't know if he committed the crime. Do you know?
He didn't.
He didn't, okay. About this guy that gets framed, I guess, for committing a crime. He goes to prison. He becomes friends with a group of people, but his best friend in there is Morgan Freeman. And, you know, he asks for a rock hammer at the beginning because he's a geologist, right? So he studies rocks and dirt and all that stuff. And anyway, over time, he escapes from prison. I'm not going to tell you how because you need to watch. But at the very end, he escapes, and some of the things that he had been doing in prison the whole time were to benefit him when he got out. And it took him 19 years. Is it a true story? It's a true story. And then at the end, Morgan Freeman was in there for life, I think. And, you know, it was in the 40s, 50s, 60s, so he got out of prison. And he met up with him at the very end. Oh, that will make you cry. It's very, very good. You guys should definitely watch it.
Evelyn's asking if you got her pictures of cemetery headstones she sent to your messenger.
Who?
Evelyn.
Evelyn, I have not received anything. I'll have to go back and check because sometimes when people send messages, they go to different folders like the spam or whatever. Even, you know, like sometimes my bank will email me and it goes to spam. So I'll go back and look, Evelyn, because I definitely want to see what you've been doing.
You seen Hotel Cecil?
Yes, have you seen that?
I've started watching some of it.
On Netflix?
Some documentaries and stuff on it.
Yes, it's so good. There's a 4-part documentary on Netflix. Josh actually watched that with me, and it was very good. There's another one called Murder Among the Mormons. Have you seen that?
I clicked on it
Jonathan
to add
said
to
it
my
was
list.
good, but I haven't watched it yet. Have you seen that, y'all? It's called Murder Among the Mormons on Netflix. I'm guessing, I don't know what it's about, but I'm guessing it's about a murder in church, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. Do you watch I Care a Lot?
I have not. Is that good? Who asked that?
It's already passed.
I have not seen that, but I was, right before we watched Shawshank Redemption, I asked Josh if he wanted to watch that, and I sent him the trailer. It looked like it could be good or it could be slow. So how was it? Let me know. That's got Rosamund Pike in it, and I can't remember the other lady's name. Okay, y'all, so I'm putting in my florals, and I usually focus on one side at a time when doing a saddle, and I'll turn this around in a second and show y'all what it looks like.
Behind their eyes.
No, my sister's seen that. That's 6 episodes. See, let me watch too much. I didn't even watch that, but I know what's going on. Yeah, 6 episodes. I have not seen it. My sister said it was kind of creepy. At the end, there was a little sci-fi moment. What did you think?
I didn't see it. Somebody else was asking.
Oh, okay.
Rebecca says I Care a Lot was amazing.
Rebecca Coffin? Rebecca, you didn't tell me you watched that. Okay, I'm going to have to watch that. Okay, y'all. This is what it looks like on the top when you do one side. So there's what it looks like there. So we're gonna actually end up, I believe, using all 3 of these bushes. And this is just one kind of bush that Ellis offers. They've got tons. And the great thing about them is they really pay attention when they purchase them, and it's good quality. You don't want those cheap flowers that are plastic that fall apart. We don't have any of that. So this works out good.
Pam Griffith says, I sent you a pic of the latest hack on your page on Messenger.
I got that. Did y'all hear about that? Let me tell you a story. So I got up one day and I got all these messages. This is the second time this has happened, that my page, Designed by Dylan, was hacked. And what I mean by hacked is somebody had created another page, were sending out friend requests pretending to be Designed by Dylan. And that can be very dangerous. It happened to a friend of mine, and he almost lost his page, and he had over 100,000 people that follow him. That would be detrimental to my business, so it immediately freaked me out. So I had to go through what's called a 2-step authorization process, and basically I lost control of my page for a little bit. And so last week I couldn't even go live one day in my Diva group because of that. But I think I got it under control finally, but it's scary. People crazy.
How tall is are you making those?
So the tallest stem, which needs to be the first one we entered, is 6 inches tall, and then you just taper down from there. You never want to have like a boxy saddle. You want it to be round.
Linda, he doesn't glue for time and demo purposes, but you want to make sure that you glue them in.
Okay, girl, glue her in. Okay, y'all, so y'all say a prayer for me and Josh, okay? So we're going on Wednesday to talk to a financial advisor because we're getting ready to buy a house, or hopefully buy a house.
Jennifer says the fake you offered her $1,000.
Oh, for real? Honey, I love you, but you ain't getting no $1,000, okay? I might need to sign up for that too. But anyway, yeah, y'all say your prayer for us because we're going to talk to a financial guy because we're looking to buy a house in the near future. We want to know what boxes we need to check to get there. Whatever we have to do, whether it takes 5 minutes, 5 months, or 5 years, we need to know. So we're going to go do that on Wednesday. Hopefully we're not in as bad shape as we think, and that's something we can do. I'm paying a fortune in rent. I'm sick of paying rent. I could be paying something that I own or that we own. So anyway, y'all say a prayer for us. I'd appreciate it. And I'll let you know how that process goes and what they say on Wednesday next week.
Oh, I don't remember who said that. Who asked? Rebecca's going to post a shopping list at the end. I forgot who asked what the name of that bush was, but she'll post a shopping list at the end of it. So all you have to do is...
I can have it. It was a peony. Peony/sunflower mixed bush times 12. $14.99, and I believe they're half off, so if they ain't, sorry. They're $7.50 though, I think, and all of them, some bushes start at $4.99, not this one, but some of them did. Okay, we're going to put a couple more flowers. Let's do this one here. Now, the great thing about this bush also, look at that, how pretty, y'all. Great thing about this bush is it comes with these little pieces too, which is some filler. I consider it filler. Don't waste that. So let's go back in here and add in these pieces of this purple. And girl, let's get that filler up in there. Okay. On this side. So has anybody started planting for spring yet? I have not. I've just put a few things on the porch, but I haven't planted anything in the ground.
I'm trying to see if anything comes back after the blizzard we had.
Oh God. I felt so bad. We have this place here in town, guys, called Juicy's Hamburgers, and they have these huge, if you plant them for a long time, those huge aloe vera plants outside in the freeze. So I went to Juicy's yesterday, and they're all dead. It was so sad because it takes years for them to get that big.
Mm-hmm.
And people's palm trees that they've worked on forever, they're all dying. See, we ain't equipped for the freeze around here. And I ain't equipped because there's never so many kids in my neighborhood. I'm telling y'all, children of the corn, that's what it's like. And every kid in my neighborhood has those electric scooters, the gas-powered ones. So it sounds like a Harley Davidson gang riding up down the street, and it scares my dogs to death. But I got this new toy. I got one of those Ring doorbells. Y'all ever heard of those? Girl, I'll be staring at that thing all the time. Nobody's even outside my house, but that's really cool. And so I can look who's at my front door, see what packages are there, and spy on those kids, and I can talk to the desk or DPS man. He came up and he was there, and I said thank you to the thing. It scared me to turn around like it was a ghost. So it was a lot of fun.
Discuss the base again, please.
So the base, I'm sorry, This is a piece of styrofoam on this metal form. All this stuff is available, guys, ellishomeandgarden.com. Basically, you put the foam on the thing that has spikes in it. And then you just bend these arms around the top of your saddle, either before or when you get out to the cemetery. One thing I do to kind of help myself and make sure things don't fly off in the wind is take clear boxing tape and we can wrap it around the legs on top of the stone and pull your greenery down so it hides it. And that way the wind helps it, and if somebody, if you have a thief come up, because they do at the cemetery, it's harder for them to get it off. Okay, we've got one more piece of this, and then we're going to go back with some of that leather leaf to fill in. And next week, okay, I'm going to try and get up here before then. Well, we have our new cameras, I think, ready to go, so we're going to try those out next week. And girl, if you think you can't hear me now, wait till you get the new cameras, because the microphone is right here, and it's going to sound like I'm yelling probably, but I can't wait. Girl, I'm going to get some powder on, because, can we talk? I had a breakdown the other day, Dina, okay? So I went to, before we went to Dallas, guys, I went to Kohl's. I had to get me a pair of shorts. I got so irritated in there. I mean, so irritated, because you can't try anything on, okay? But people can go home. People can go home and roll around and wear their clothes out and then return them. That makes sense, right? So I had a breakdown in there. So then when I was getting ready to leave Morgan College, she's like, Dylan, I'm out of powder. And I was like, what do you mean, baby powder? And she's like, no, powder for my face. And she said, well, you go next door to Ulta and get me some more powder. And she was like, it's on the first row here, 3 shelves down, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. You know how much stuff is in Ulta? So I went in Ulta. It was flooded with people, okay? And I have a picture of the what is it called, powder compact thing she has. And I'm walking around, and I finally find the thing, and I'm like, I cannot find this powder. So I find this lady, and she comes up, and I'm like, hey. And I was like, can you please help me find this powder for my sister, and I can't take it in here. You know, I get too many people. And she's like, okay, no problem. So the whole time she's walking around and talking to me, she's taking her mask and pulling it and then popping it on her face. So I'm like, you need to stop, okay? That's not sanitary. But popping and dropping and locking it, and here I am trying to find this powder. So we go to the powder, and she's like, I'm sorry, they discontinued that. I'm like, ooh, Morgan's not going to like this. And so I said, let me call her. So I called Morgan. I was like, listen, stay calm, but they're out of this powder. And she was looking for a loose powder, okay? So the one they replaced it with was a mineral powder. Well, how the heck am I supposed to know what that is? So I was like, Morgan, all they have is mineral powder. And she's like, no, find me a different brand, same color. So girl, I looked around, and I found one. But it was like orange, like Cheetos. And I was like, Morgan, this is not a good look. You're going to look like a Grammy Award, you know, once you put it on your face. So anyway, the lady's still popping that mask, and I wanted to tell her so bad, if you do that one more time, I'm going to rip it off, throw it in the trash, okay? But, because I was already irritated still about the dressing room. So finally, I found some base, or whatever you call it, that powder that looks similar. Got it home, and I shouldn't have told me or not if it works, but I think it did. But I don't know how you guys go in those places like Ulta. There's 450 million different kinds of one item. One time I went in there to find her some eyelashes. She's like, go get me some of those stick-on eyelashes. I was thinking, okay. Y'all, there was like 700 different ones. So what I do, I pick out the longest ones there was. It looked like a drag queen, you know, it's like that. I loved them. I love a good lash, don't you, Tina? I feel like, I'm not a makeup person, I feel like anyone can throw on a lip gloss and mascara or fake eyelashes and you could call it a day. What do you think? I think it changes the look. I could work at Clinique now. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm parched. Okay, now we're going to put a leather leaf on and think about what we're doing. And when you put the leather leaf, you can kind of bend it down, y'all, so it goes in the pattern of your flowers here. And I'm just going to go through and add this all the way in. Can you imagine working in the makeup counter part at Walmart?
Pop says give him a call when you have a minute.
Pop, okay, I will. It's my grandpa. Yeah, can you imagine working in makeup at Walmart? Like all the stuff misplaced. That would be awful.
Deanna's asking why isn't Morgan buying from Josh?
Exactly, Deanna. He told her when he got, because she was coming to our house, that he was going to match her in some Mary Kay, and she was like, okay, whatever, but she's used the same kind forever. But now that it's discontinued, it's time to move on. What is the most of a wreck in Walmart when you've like worked at night to clean? Is it always apparel or is it other areas?
No, because we don't do apparel at night anymore.
Oh, okay.
Cosmetics.
Yeah, that's what I can see.
They just throw it down on the floor and
Oh God. Used to when I would work at Michael's, y'all. This is back when I was like 16 and 130 pounds. Let's take a moment of silence and remember that body. Okay, so anyway, jewelry was the worst. You know, they would take those beads and misplace them and throw them everywhere, and it was awful. Okay, so I'm taking the leather leaf, guys. I'm just mixing it in and out of the saddle. Was that Deanna Davis that was on? If it is, Deanna, did you go home yet? I know you said you were about to go home to your house.
Did you say you didn't watch last night? 911.
It wasn't on last night.
Henrietta's story was on last night. On how she.
I thought they both ended.
Well, they're doing like different people's stories, and they did Henrietta's story last night.
Well, heck no. I've already seen the episode, I think. Where it goes back and shows her from when she started the Fire Academy and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been replayed. Yeah, I've seen that, but I haven't. I watched all but the last episode where you said was the season finale. Okay, you guys can see how it's fuller. It's getting fuller. Oh my. Lost the sunflower.
That's why you glue them.
Do what?
I said that's why you would glue them.
Yes. That's why you glue, guys, because they will fall out. Okay. So now we're going to use some of this purple berry spray to help fill in now. So let's cut this apart. And this is super simple. You're just going to go into your holes and spaces and mix in some of these berries. If you don't want to do any of this stuff, you can use just some greenery, whether it's leather leaf, maidenhair fern, Boston fern like I have laying over here, which I don't think I'm going to need now. But you could use that for sure. Or baby's breath. That's really popular for cemetery.
Sharon's asking, is there some kind of spray you could spray on it to help with the weather conditions?
Hi, Sharon. You can spray Scotch Guard or you can spray Aquanet hairspray, but I always say don't light up a cigarette, okay? While you're spraying the hairspray, because then you will go up in smoke. But that's the two things I would kind of do, just to help prevent the fading happening so fast, because it was still going to happen. There's a new show, Dina. It's coming out. It's called Rebel. Have you seen the preview? It's got Katie Seagal. Looks really good.
I haven't seen that.
You might like it. Okay, so I'm just mixing all the berries in, rotating this around. Let's see. Over here.
Missing a sunflower on the end.
That's where that sunflower was. Okay, I'll have to add it. It popped out a minute ago. Where's it at?
On the very end.
Over here? And I'm using about one whole bush of the purple berries, but if you guys want to load her up, you can totally do that too.
Do you know what the total cost of that spray?
Without labor, it'd probably be about $40 to $50. And that's just an estimate. Could be cheaper, you know, but it's not over $50 because all this stuff is on sale. And don't forget, guys, item of the week was the spring bushes. There's lots of different bushes, so you can create your own saddle in a color that works best for you. But I would definitely check it out, girl. Okay, let's see. One more right over here. Okay, and that right there finishes up your saddle. Look how pretty and full. You can't see the green in there. Here's what it looks like from the aerial view. And again, when you get to the cemetery, you take these arms and you bend them over the top of your tombstone. Or, I hate that word, cemetery stone. And that way, it'll work for you guys. But some things I have here I didn't use would be like this right here. You could stick this in there, would give it more of a wispy look. You could add some grasses. You could add some pampas grass if you had that, just in small sections. If you had, remember this spray last week, this lavender spray? You could tear this apart, use this as a filler. Your filler doesn't always have to be a greenery. It can be color as well, so you could definitely mix that in there.
Can you use this as a mailbox topper?
Yes, I forget to tell everybody that. Everybody always asks. Yes, you have a traditional metal mailbox. This would go great as a mailbox topper. And I would probably do it on a smaller scale so it didn't look like you had a headdress on your mailbox. But yes, you could downscale it, use the base, and use the taping thing, but be selective where you put it and kind of hide it. But that way it doesn't pop off your mailbox and it kind of stays in place. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, don't forget, Ellis has a VIP event that they've had over the past 4 years, I believe. And it's on March 26th at 5:30 p.m. at all locations. You must be a loyalty member to get an invitation. And again, all you got to do when you go up to Ellis next time to buy your plants or to shop or whatever, just sign up to be a loyalty member. It's free, and it's like a point system. So for every dollar you spend, you get a point. I have got either my Dolly's hair in my mouth or I've got these flowers. But for every dollar you spend, you get a point, guys. When you get 200 points, you get $5 off. And trust me, it adds up quick. Every time I'm here, I always get $5 off, it seems like. So I'm going to quit shopping, okay? But y'all check it out.
Yeah,
Come to
right.
the VIP event. There's so much great stuff. And yeah. So hope you enjoyed this. Everything can be found at ellishomeandgarden.com, guys. You can follow me on Facebook at Designs by Dylan, D-Y-L-A-N. And if you're interested in joining my paid monthly design group, Dylan Stevens, guys, it's $20 a month. You go to my website, Dylan, D-Y-L-A-N, palmerdesigns.com, and you can join us today. All right, guys, we love you for watching. We'll see you next Tuesday, 10 a.m. CST here at Ellis Home and Garden. Bye, y'all.
Bye.